Hello, welcome back. Today I thought it would be fun to do a video response to Meadowlark Mystic. And the hashtag is rainbowdecks. So basically the prompt is to pick a deck for each color of the rainbow. They skipped indigo because it's really close to blue, so I think it'll be kind of hard to differentiate. So there will be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet or purple. Yeah, I thought this was a really fun little tag. It was kind of challenging for a couple of the colors. And so it was fun digging out my decks and seeing which ones fit, and, seeing that some of the decks that I thought were a particular color, when I actually looked at them, I was like, I don't know what I was remembering because it isn't this. So yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. So the first color obviously is red. And I hate the color red. It's my least favorite. I don't think I own anything red. No part of it is appealing. But there are a couple of exceptions, like when the red is more on the tomatoey side. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. So for that deck, I picked the Luminous Void, and this is the Shuffle edition. I do have the first edition that's huge, but it's huge. So I tend to use this one the most. So right off the bat, the backs are a really bright red. For some reason, I don't hate it. I normally hate red, and I don't. So the borders are red, and I just feel like, aside from just the backs and the borders, I really feel like the reds in this deck in particular kind of stand out. When I look at this, my eyes immediately drawn to this little path that the Fool is walking on. So, very red energy, I feel like, but in the best way. Orange was a no-brainer for me. It was my orange Delores tarot. This deck came out in the 20s and 30s, I believe, this particular one. This is the second version of the orange. There's a lighter version, and then there's this tangerine color. And it's just insanely orange. And normally, again, I don't normally love orange, but I feel like this deck kind of taught me things about the RWS that I didn't really think about. I was able to point out little details because of the way that they picked the coloring, what was going to be orange and how they shaded it. It really allowed me to see different little details and cool little things, and it's just a really beautiful, really special deck, and I'm really glad to have it. So for yellow, I have the Solara Occulto tarot. This is the first edition. I have the second edition also, but I'm not gonna lie, when I got this deck, I was pissed about it. Can you see how the back is kind of chipping? It scratches super easily. The gilding is really shoddy. The cardstock is feels like there's no kind of core to it. So I got the second edition because it's totally different backs. The cardstock is fully different. It's not gilded anymore. It has like gold inlay around the borders. And I'm not gonna lie, I put this deck in my car because I thought, you know, whatever, I don't really care about it. I have the other one. And I have loved using it. I read with it all the time. And it is it's more of a golden yellow, but certainly shades of yellow are highlighted throughout the entire deck. And I mean, it's a beautiful deck. There is an oracle, I'm going to say accompanying, but I don't know if the creator, who is... not on here. I don't know if she intended it to be like an accompanying oracle, or if it's just that her art style is very this, like, but it looks just like this. So there's my yellow. For green, I picked the Tarot Nusantara, which is an Indonesian deck. Nobody Here 2020 is kind of getting out of tarot, but she has a couple of videos on this deck. So does Mindy at the Artistry of Tarot. But I love it. And the borders are like, I guess the deck isn't like, it's kind of chartreusey. It isn't like green like you picture green all the time. But it has like really pretty seafoamy color. The borders are all like sort of shades of green. And honestly, like, green is my favorite color. And you would think it would be easy for me to pick out green decks, but honestly, I guess there just aren't a lot of green heavy decks. I don't know. Or I guess not green heavy and then also art style that I like. So this is the Tarot Nusantara. This is the Truntum edition, so it's the third edition, and it's Truntum, and I'm positive I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I think when I heard Nobody Here, Annika, when I heard her pronounce it, she like rolled her R a little. But anyway, Truntum refers to this Indonesian batik, and it's this particular pattern. So that's the third edition of that. For blue, I picked the Victorian Romantic by Baba Studios. This is my first Baba Studios deck. This is the second edition, gilded, those are the backs. So I have wanted this deck forever, like a very long time. And I just felt like I kept missing it. And like when I would see it, it would be really insanely expensive. And then finally, I was talking in one of my lives, and I said I was interested in it. And Rachel from the Cackling Moon commented and said, "Hey, I have an extra copy. Maybe we can work out a trade." So I sent her a vintage Aquarian, and she sent me her second edition Victorian Romantic. And honestly, having this deck, working with this deck, feeling this deck, it has made me want all of Baba Studios decks and all of the editions of this deck, and I have loved working with it. It's fantastic. It shuffles like a dream. The cardstock is like, it feels thin, but like so sturdy. So yeah, that's fantastic. And then for purple, I picked the Starseeker Tarot, which was a Kickstarter that was completed this year. But it is like the most purple deck I think I could ever imagine. Oh, of course, and then the second card that I pick is like blue. But there you go. Lots of beautiful purples and lavenders and like dusty mauve colors. Really, really beautiful. Really, really nice feeling cardstock. It's matte, and it's that rose petally, but it slides well and it's not sticky. It's just very nice. So star, beautiful, beautiful moon. So yeah, those are my rainbow decks, and thanks to Meadowlark for creating the tag, and yeah, I hope y'all have enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed sharing.